Let me bring in Kayode. Let's talk about the trending stories.
Quite a number of issues trending. Top stories you've read out there. But as usual, Nigerians have been talking.
Yes.
So let's get right into what you're talking about. And I think top on that list naturally will be the electricity situation.
Tariff.
So let's start with what you're saying. We begin on X with this user who's talking about the electricity tariff, as you'd expect. The handle is... you know, I'll just say the name is Alien Exchange. It says most Nigerians wouldn't mind paying high for electricity if it's available 24/7.
Sure.
Is that true?
I think to an extent, maybe, because when you compare with the cost of buying fuel to power your generator, maybe I think
Nigerians wouldn't mind.
Yeah, they wouldn't mind if there's constant power.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But he ends by saying he thinks this is wickedness to increase tariff when people are still in darkness.
All right, the next one is from Respect Kaka. He says, our leaders sometimes can be funny. We have been in blackout since early March on my street, and now they still increase the tariff while we do not even enjoy the lights. The poor are not breathing again. They're already suffocating the poor.
Oh dear, and that's a reference to the president's line about let the poor breathe.
Yes.
Well, Awe Ayodele 03 is next with this particular post. Says, in reality, there are households that are enjoying an average of 20-hour electricity in the country. So if these set of people were asked to pay more, it may be justified. But don't ask or don't think the time should be now. Okay, it's a very interesting dynamic there.
And this is from Kamalti. He says, but a 300% increase is a lot considering the issues we are facing recently from grid shutdowns. Prices of stuff are going to go higher, definitely. When tariff increases like this, I mean, it's expected that goods will be affected also.
And I think that just ties into the next one from Meet Sunshine May, saying this will definitely affect businesses as they'll need to pay more to service electricity for their business. Don't forget that's if they get 20 plus hours. At the end of the day, the consumers suffer for it. It's important to actually make this point because we're trying to trace the ripple effect. We've since reached out to Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to find out if this has impacted them, what their thoughts are. We hope to get that in the mix. But these are some of the things you were saying about the electricity tariff hike. Let's turn our attention to another matter.
All right, so another matter is the official signing of the National Student Loan into law, which is already making some people excited. We'll know what that is about. And this is coming from Rita Sunshine. Okay, that's for electricity. Yeah. This is coming from Tessie. This is applaudable. Now that President Bola Tinubu has signed National Student Loan Amendment Bill into law, there should be massive job creation, both domestic, skilled, and professional jobs, so that even before and after students graduate, they can easily get jobs nationwide. How feasible do you think this is, Kayode?
That is the goal, really. Not just going to school, but also getting the jobs and making the most of your life. So, fantastic point you made there. So, another question is, when are we going to see the official flag off of sorts? Because remember, it was said that it was postponed and the rest. So, perhaps in a few days, we'll see that. But take a look at this next one. The concern of this next user is quite different. And this is from It's Lanre saying, yeah, great news. But It's Lanre is more concerned about repayment.
So is there a plan for repayment?
There is, naturally. But a lot of people think of what played out or is playing out in the United States, where you have, millions of dollars in loans, student loans, that people are literally groaning under that. So
imagine you're studying and you don't have peace of mind. You're like, okay, I'm better to still repay this.
You had better.
I
know. You better come up with something
make sure you're paid well. All right, so this is from Christian Not Safe in Nigeria. Okay, this is OK Kingsman. It says, that is if ASU strike does not last more than the duration of their loan period. That's another angle, So, I mean, I can't relate, shall we?
It is expected that with these student loans, there should be more funding for varsity education. So naturally, that should perhaps mean better welfare, working conditions for the academic staff. But vital point, I must say. Olushore says, now, a Remain House students, and this is in Pidgin, so you understand how important this is to the user. A Remain House students will meet the criteria to collect the student's loan, essentially saying, now what is left is to see how students will meet the criteria to collect the students' loan. I expect that will be put out yet again, since there's been an amendment in the original law. So we'll wait to see what the new set of criteria are. And of course, we'll get that to you on the morning brief. Definitely.
Femoski says that interesting, but some people will actually spend their lifetime paying the loan after school due to unemployment and inflation, which ties back to what we just saw, the last tweet, right? On payment, repayment plan.
Yeah. I imagine Nigerians saying, I reject that. May I not be unemployed? I will get the job.
But the reality is what we should do.
So let's ensure that we tidy all of those loose ends. But again, keep those comments coming in, hashtag CTV Morning Brief or on WhatsApp. We're here for you. But another matter that has been big on the news, particularly for social media users, is what the police spokesman said on one of our shows, our sister program, PoliticsToday, of late, saying that no law suggests that cross-dressing is a crime in Nigeria. That has naturally gotten a lot of people talking. So let's begin with D_Precious01. The comment from this user is, they should make it a crime. It is affecting the society negatively.
All right. News in Brief says that the Senate should pass the bill ASAP. Nigeria is not a gay country. Let this be known to our lawmakers.
Well,
so we'll look at the laws again, right?
That's what the user is suggesting. D. Daffis says the government should ask themselves, in what way has cross-dressing helped or improved the society? And ask themselves also, in what way has cross-dressing affected the society negatively?
That's a very valid question. Debbie Dove says that the issue of cross-dresser must be examined logically. In most social gatherings, women are seen wearing agbada and shiki with gobi cap. What's gobi cap? Kayode, you'd explain that.
Gobi cap is gobi cap.
So you don't know like me? Dito with
it's actually gobi, I hear.
Gobi. Gobi cap. Okay, right. Okay. Oh, okay.
Gobi cap.
Detail with suit and tie. How is the problem? How is this a problem when men wear Iro and Buba with gele? Enacts a law to make the act of cross-dressing an offense is complex.
It is, just to give you a picture of what gobi cap looks like. You've gone to Yoruba parties, right? You know the people they call Yoruba demons?
Oh,
the cap they wear, and then they just tie it on the side. That is the gobi cap. So,
I know the other one that flaps the other way.
Abeti Aja, that one. Yeah, I like that. Lovely. And this final one is from Amos Adediro, AJ2, saying, but what about the influence of the young ones in our society? So let's just give you a peek of what was said regarding that on our sister program. We'll be back.
To go, and it's about this question is about some of your friends who are cross-dressers. And I say your friends because people, I see how people ask you questions about cross-dressing and these moral issues that are becoming a major problem in Nigeria. How is the police reacting to those kind of situations?
Well, Sean, there are some cases that are always very difficult to prove. Fine, I'm not ruling out the fact that we have many of them. But if you, for instance, you want to prove a case of rape, rape has points to prove. If any one of those points is missing, you may lose your case in court. Let us be reasonable. You can't arrest somebody you want to prosecute without having credible evidence against such a person.
Cross-dressing is not a crime yet in Nigeria.
I don't think so, because I've not read anywhere it's an offense per se. But those, some of them that are into cross-dressing, the allegation is that they are into something else, unnatural offenses. That's where the problem lies. We need to actually have enough proof, credible evidence, to prove that they're actually into that. All those offenses are natural offenses in Nigeria, and they're punishable under our law.
So they must be careful how they
if there's fraud that is not a crime in Nigeria, fine, you want to do that, you want to enjoy your liberty. But if you're into something else, that is criminal. Or natural offenses. Many people have been saying that, but let's have enough evidence to nail an individual is that dirty thing. The law will take its course.
All right, so those are the trending stories. These are the things you've been talking to us about. Thank you so much for sending them in. We'll take a moment now to bring you our discussions.
Absolutely. We're starting with the big one, so stay with us right here on the morning brief, guys.